It's Fun Time Friday, which means we're gonna do some goofy things today. We are going back to we're making ChatGPT again do things that ChatGPT, based off of what I've seen, doesn't really like to do all the time. We're gonna fix some sins with Paw Patrol. Listen, I have a toddler. My toddler loves Paw Patrol. He has a Chase Build-A-Bear. Paw Patrol is constantly on. He has, I think, all of the little figurines that I forget which one. I think it's like Dollar Tree sells. They only make 4 of them. Which ones were they? Poor Zuma and Rocky don't have them, but he's got all of those. He knows them by name. He sings the theme song just to himself. So I've seen a lot of Paw Patrol. And you know what? Those first few seasons are pretty good. They're pretty fire. I gotta admit, they're pretty good. They're pretty good for a kid show. There's a few things that bother me about Paw Patrol. There's a few things that kind of rub me the wrong way. Some things that I wish they did different, especially later on in the show. But even at the very beginning, the show was flawed from the start. So, I would like to take some time today to correct those sins. We are going to make Paw Patrol grow up and become the dogs that they were meant to be. I had a name for it. I'm trying to remember the name as I'm pulling up the first image. Let's see, what was it? I think I called it like the Canine Guard or something like that. But anyways. So, I present to you the first and, of course, the ultimate member of the team, Maverick. Because let's be real for a minute. There's not a lot of danger in Paw Patrol. Or okay, later on in the series, from about the first 1/4 of the show has a lot of danger to it. The other 3/4 of the show have like just piddly little things. How about we let Marshall live his true dream of fire dog race? Because let's be honest, like, this dude is trained. This dude is freaking trained. This dude is he's been to med school. Okay? This Marshall is bad A. I mean, like, this, let's give this guy some action. Okay? He is yanking people out of fires. He can wield that axe in his mouth like nobody's business. Okay? Let's be real. Maverick is a man of a dog, and he needs to be treated as such. So, my first one here was a pretty easy one. Maverick is, of course, just flipping awesome. Love. And I love Marshall too. I gotta be honest. I have a soft spot in my heart for Marshall. Marshall's great. Of course, though, this one took me a minute to figure out. This next one took me a minute to figure out what to do. Because on one hand, like, Rubble is an interesting character. He's like, one of those major softies. He is like, you got the stereotype, the rough, the rough construction worker who's like real rough, or he's a mean guy. But then you have the stereotype that's like the big guy that's actually a big softie, and that's kind of what Rubble was. That he was kind of that stereotype. Well, I was thinking, like, well, I don't want to just make a construction worker, because I want to do something different here. Because, like, this is the butt kicking dog crew. This is not just the fluffy Paw Patrol ones. This is the butt kicking crew. And so I thought to myself, and I thought, oh, wait a second, you know what? There's a way to do this. What's the opposite of construction? How about destruction? I bring you Reggie, the demolition expert. I mean, of course, everything done safely and whatnot. Everything done legally. But, dude loves some good booms. He loves some good explosions. And who could blame him? Like, it would be so fun to just be able to, like, just line the stuff up, and as you're working on it, just be like, Ah, in about 10 minutes, I get to blow this up, and nobody dies, and it's fun, and it's legal. This is nice. That'd be so fun. Okay, yeah. So dude is not only, not only has construction skills, but dude has like explosive knowledge beyond your wildest dreams. So Reggie, of course, another man of a dog, just absolutely killing it out there. And next up, I want to bring it because this one I feel like was too easy to do. I mean, it makes sense. It's different from the original, but it was so easy to do. And I think we all know Zuma. Poor Zuma gets so left out of the show. He was utilized a lot in the first season, maybe the first season and a half, and then it's like the creators kind of like forgot about him, but which is so sad because Zuma has such a cute little lisp. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's give him the attention that he deserves. Let's have him man up here. And you know what? I know this platform. This platform has big supporters of the military, so why not make him the face of the Navy? And that image was not cropped, but that's okay. That's no big deal. I know that the others were cropped. Why not make him the face of the Navy? I mean, like, look at this pup. Like, this is and it took so many tries to make this. It's such a simple image, but the problem is ChatGPT sucks. But like, my gosh, I mean, wouldn't you just want to give that dog a hug? You just tell him he's a good boy. You just give him all the treats because he's a good pupper. He's a good pupper out on the ocean waves, and of course, he's a Labrador Retriever, so he loves the water already. And oh my gosh, yeah. Zulu here is your first line of defense. This pup right here. This is the pup of legends. But of course, we cannot stop there. We got to keep going. And so now I want to bring you on this one. I had to think a minute about Rocky because let's be honest. Probably one of the first things that caught my attention about Paw Patrol is that Rocky is the environmentalist character. There's always an environmentalist character. And it doesn't matter what the show is. Oh my goodness, I want to adjust that. That's better. There's always an environmentalist character. And it's not my favorite because it's like, there's more to it than just like recycling, because then you got to look into like what recycling actually does. And then you find out it doesn't actually do everything that they say it's supposed to do and all that. So I was like, how in the heck am I going to make Rocky be awesome? Because this is a tricky one, and I realized, wait a second, hang on. Let me think. Maybe he's not a recycler, but he's all about reusing something until it can't be used anymore. What other group can I think of that loves to do? Oh my gosh, he's a redneck. So I present to you Boone. Oh, my face is in the way there. Let me get my face out of the way. Because this one, I don't know why it had to be different. Yeah, I'll just do that for right now. There you go. There's Boone. Of course, he's a welder. He's got a whole bunch of like different tools and whatnot. He is off the grid, reusing it as far as it goes, and he's got some green elements as well. I mean, look, dude's got a little flower garden and not a flower garden, a fruit and vegetable garden back there. I mean, Boone is all about green. You're growing off the grid. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people didn't know that he existed until this photo was taken. So there's Boone for you. Because I love Boone too much. Oh, Boone is so good. All right. Swapping back over here. All right, so it blew my mind when I was thinking like there's actually a lot of similarities between a redneck that knows how to reuse and repurpose something over and over and a recycling environmentalist. There's not too much of a gap when it comes to the ideology behind that, and which I haven't been able to stop cracking up about it. All right. Next up right here, we got another. You know, we've been doing a little like celebration of the military with Zulu a minute ago. How about we let that continue with our good friend Skylar? And here's the thing about Skylar. Every single person agrees Skylar is no DEI hire. Skylar is the best dang pup pilot in the sky. There is absolutely no competing. You want a pilot to zip in and out of the most complex and complicated uh, um, terrains and to be able to pilot through the absolute worst conditions. Skylar is your go-to. Holy heck. And of course, you know, Skylar and Zulu pick on each other, and I don't know, the Navy and Air Force, you know, rivalry against each other or whatnot. But yeah, it's I mean, if we're going to if I find it funny, like the original show just like does it does such a disservice to some of the dogs and their abilities, because like she's a freaking genius. I mean, she's really, if she's a pilot and she's supposed to be like this incredible pilot, okay, let's see some of that. Let's see some of that ability lived out, okay? I want to see some of that amazing ability that's rumored lived out. And I think that having her as an Air Force pilot is piloting an F-35 just makes too much sense. All right, and one more. This is the reason for making the list. Prepare for a rant. Chase in the show is very fluffy. He, of course, I believe he's either him or Marshall is the most popular, and I think that both are very understandable. Chase is a great character. Chase is awesome. Chase is fun. Chase is a very good, he's a good bubber. He is the bestest of good boys. I mean, Marshall's hilarious and Marshall is precious, but I mean, Chase is all around just a good dog. And I love having the police representation. I wish that Paw Patrol didn't cave and kept him a police dog, because the drone thing that could have still been a part of being a police dog, but no, they had to cave because you lose the audience and shut up. Would have kept and lost the same amount of audience. Actually, you would have had a more loyal fan base if you said, "Hey, screw that. Police officers are good and loyal parts of our society. We're not going to punish them because you're upset about it." I think, anyways. Like I said, this is my rant time. I hate how they dissed Chase. But of course, the big problem that I have is they didn't have him do any real police work. My gosh, you know how many times there's this one episode where there was a runaway vehicle or something. Yeah. There was a runaway vehicle, and Chase had to stop it. The dude puts out a tack strip. I remember looking over at my wife and being, "Oh my gosh, they let him do real police work." Because it's just, Mayor Humdinger should have been in prison several times. I mean, the dude committed so many felonies. The dude should not ever get out of prison. And it's never anything more than, "Say you're sorry." And I get it. It's a kid's show. Can the dog do any real police work? Please do any real police work. And that is where this whole video concept came from. And I present to you now Charles. Charles. What a dog of a dog. This dog means business. Leading the SWAT team in, protecting families and children, keeping communities safe. This dog is respected by literally everyone. Even the most hardened of criminals see him come in and are like, "He's a good boy. I think I'm just gonna go. I think I'm just gonna go." I mean, who's gonna fight with a good boy like Charles? Charles is a good doggy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. He's the kind of pup that has seen some stuff and still walks in the room with a smile on his face. This dog is so sweet and so precious. You gotta love a pupper like this. And this dog, unlike in the show, Charles does real police work. Charles will come in and do real police work. Let me actually swap. I'm going to swap my face back over now because I'll need it for the Rumble exclusive one. If you are not subscribed on Rumble, head over to my Rumble channel because you will get an exclusive Rumble only extra image that we will talk about in a moment. The thing about Charles here is like, Charles will lead into the danger at a moment's notice. I mean, this dog is not afraid of danger. This dog is not afraid to do what needs to be done to keep his community safe. And because of him, because of Charles, Adventure Bay is the safest place in the United States of America. If you are watching on YouTube, you are going to want to go over to Rumble because Rumble will get the exclusive alternate version of Ryder. YouTube today, it's been nice. I'm going to peace out, go to Rumble exclusive. You can follow the link in the description to get to the Rumble channel, and we'll see you later.